this morning, Dad. When do I get my ceremony?
Your ceremony should be happening soon.
But I don't even think I'm mature enough.
How old do you think you should be?
Nearly about 15.
And it kind of captures your attention and imagination about, I guess, the Aboriginal sort of world and our society as a whole, but also it captures something that we all, I guess, connected by, and that's the father-son story, and I guess that transition from young man to adulthood, and how you go through that. You know, I always say to Aaron that I believe this is a real life Lion King. You know, it's the Mufasa Simba story. You know, who takes Pride Rock when the old king lays down.
Yeah, cameras was a big part of my life. My dad, he did a lot in the media. You know, he worked in heaps of radio stations. He started off in a radio station just in Mount Isa, worked his way down to Brisbane, and I suppose, you know, having, you know, a father that was mainly always there, kind of, it was, and also doing media and stuff like that. It was natural for me. So when Dad turned on a camera, you know, he's my role model. I'm not really going to say, no, Dad, I don't want to do that. You know, I kind of want to impress Dad too and be like, yeah, I'll do it, man. It's awesome. I got this. You know, I can do it. And it was also a sacrifice I had to make. I mean, to show my life to the world, when you watch the film, everyone says the same thing to me. They step into my life, but you're not also stepping into my life. You're stepping into the life of 2,000 people from my community. You're stepping into the life of all of them. This is stuff that they've been through, stuff that, you know, like I've witnessed, stuff that my cousins have witnessed, or even the people that have passed on that were there with me through these travels. Like, that's kind of what you step into when you watch the film. You become a part of us, our history.
I mean, Alex, a storyteller, he definitely likes to talk about everything. So he was telling me all about his family and what he had planned with Zach and everything. And at that time, I had a newborn a little boy and a 2-year-old. And so I think when I was hearing all the stories about what he had planned with Zach, I sort of was reflecting on my life, and I thought, I don't have anything like that to share with my boys. So for me, it was just an immediate engagement in the story, and I just fell in love with it straight away.
Well, the history bit of this film had to be told, so you put into context what Zach's struggle is and what his life is about. And it had to be told in a way that it was beautiful, but it also had to be told in a way that was truthful and real. They're facts.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, and that's what we stuck to. We stuck to facts. And I guess it was, you know, when I said to Aaron, I said, I gotta have a history area in here in this film. We have to tell what's going on with treaty, what's going on with invasion, what's happened with Indigenous rights. I said, we have to tell that.
So history beyond 200 years as well.
Yeah, and you know, we had to do it around not just, I guess, what was perceived to be known not just by white fellas, but also what perceived to be known by black fellas. And I didn't want, I guess, you know, the mainstream Australia press or mainstream Australia people putting up a barrier and making it more difficult for us to tell the story or to get our message across. So the best way to do that is try and be, I guess, strategic and smart and gentle as we can to tell this section. And I love it. Yeah. I think it's probably one of the best parts of it. We did have some sort of negative feedback and comments from people out there that said that it should be taken out of the film. I stood up and pretty much said nope, and I'm glad Aaron had my back on that and said there's no way that this section's coming out. It stays because it makes the film what it is.
I'm done living in this shit house. I'm done living in this shit city. I'm done living in this screwed up freaking world.
This year, you will be going up home and you will be going through your initiation ceremony.
Well, I mean, we had our world premiere at Hot Docs about a month ago, so that's pretty much the only time that it's been shown outside of the community, and really for us to gauge what sort of impact it would have from sharing the history. What we found though from Hot Docs is that they got it, didn't they? The audience there, like with the Canadian audience is really well advanced, far more advanced than what Australia is in terms of reconciliation and everything with the First Nations people. So they got it there and they celebrated and they love the history section because they shared a very similar history to what Australia's been through.
You know, I love my father unconditionally, no matter what drama or what issue we've gone through. The best way to overcome it is together. We clash, yeah, we fight, but then at the end of the day, me and him will both walk and meet at the same road and have a conversation and then walk down our different paths. It's a father trying to teach a son how to be a man. And the manly way is, if you have conflict with someone, sometimes it's not the best thing to throw fights or throw a punch, or because you know that could lead to other things. And sometimes the best thing is to talk it out or to relate to someone. You know, no one understands how much it means while that person's there. Because for me, I know if Dad's gone, I'm going to be absolutely lost. I won't know what to do or what to say or who to speak to or anything. So for me, my father is the biggest role model in my life, because if anything, there's any man that I want to be on earth, it's him.
I still cry when I see the film now, because it is a very personal film, and I had to sacrifice my personal life and my son's relationship on a national level to bring about greater good and positive social change, not just for my people, but for all people here in Australia. And I believe if I can do that, that's my contribution, not just to society, but to us as a people as a whole. But I'm very proud of him. I think he's going to become a really great young man. I mean, he's already on that path now. You know, one day he could possibly turn out to be a good leader, not just for Aboriginal people, but for, you know, people as a whole. And even if he doesn't, at least it's given him the platform and the foundation to be able to do that.
To explore it on his
Yeah,
own.
and
Yeah.
I am proud of him, and I do feel honoured that he's done this. But I tell you what, I want to thank Zach, and I want to say to him, you know, I think he's one of the most courageous and bravest young men I've come across, to be able to be as truthful and as honest as he has been in front of the camera. I'm also most proud of my people. I'm proud of my tribes. I'm proud of the Gangala people. I'm proud of the Gadawa people, and I'm proud of the Wanyi people who have entrusted me with their stories, their songs, their ceremony, their law. I'm proud that they've trusted me enough to take this story and tell it to the world. Because without them, and without their support, and without their blessings, and without them being involved with this film, there wasn't no film. And I want to thank them. I want to thank them and tell them that I won't let you down. Me and this fella here, we got your back.
I want to be a man, not just a little boy that thinks he knows everything.